Good morning to all the grade 6 children. This is Srinivas. Welcome to Chemistry, grade 6, chapter number 5, Separation of Substances. Here, first we have to know what is pure substance. Many substances around us contain only one type of constituent particles. Elements and compounds are pure substances. I repeat, elements and compounds are pure substances. Some of the pure substances are iron, copper, water, salt, etc. Here, matter is divided into, actually, we know matter is of three types: solid, liquid, and gas. But those solids, liquids, and gases, they are found in two types called pure substance and mixtures. Pure substances are, just now I told you, elements and compounds. Mixtures are divided into two types. There are two types called homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. Impure substances, substances containing more than one type of constituent particle, are called impure substances. Some of the impure substances are pond water, milk, etc. What are impurities? These are the unwanted particles present in a substance, making it impure. Here in this picture, you can see pure substances and mixed substances. So, pure substances, just now before table I have explained to you about elements and compounds. Pure substance, substance in which all the molecules are of same kind. It's either an element or a compound. Each pure substance has its own characteristic properties like melting point and boiling point. Whereas mixtures are of two types: homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. Example, ice candy, cake, etc. What is a mixture? Substances in which all the molecules are not of same kind. Mostly, most naturally occurring substances are mixtures. Here is another table which will give you a clear-cut idea about what is matter, and matter is divided into two types called mixture and pure substances. Matter which is separated physically are called mixtures. Matter which cannot be separated physically are called pure substances. Here let us come to mixtures. Mixtures have differences unevenly mixed, and they are also unevenly mixed are called heterogeneous mixtures, and evenly mixed are called homogeneous mixtures. Heterogeneous mixture example, dirt, blood, milk are called heterogeneous mixtures. Homogeneous mixtures are lemonade, gasoline, steel, etc. Here particles can be identified separately. Now coming to pure substances, separated commonly are compounds, cannot be separated at all are called elements, but compounds and elements come under pure substances. Compounds examples are salt, baking soda, water, sugar. So the chemical formulas are also given. Salt, common salt, what you use at home in your cooking and curd rice, NaCl. Baking soda, NaHCO3. Water formula you know, H2O. And sugar, C12H22O11. Now elements such as oxygen O2, iron Fe, hydrogen H2, and gold symbol is Au. Then what are mixtures? Substances which contain more than one component mixed in any ratio are called mixtures. For example, air is a mixture of many gases like nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, dust particles, etc. Then, what is homogeneous mixture? The mixture in which the particles of the substances present cannot be seen are called homogeneous mixture. For example, solution of sugar and water, air, cold drinks, etc. Heterogeneous mixtures and homogeneous mixtures. Now, what is meant by homogeneous mixture? Once again, matter that has identical properties throughout. Example, salt water, gravy, chipped cream. Heterogeneous mixtures, matter that has parts with different properties. Example, granite, soil, cookies, soil, pot pourri. Heterogeneous mixtures, just now I told you. Now, what is the need for separation? We carry out the separation of the components of a mixture or an impure substance with the following purposes. A mixture is actually made up of pure substances only, but they get mixed with each other in a mixture. Sometimes the individual pure substances are more important than the mixture. Thus, separation of substances is necessary to obtain pure substances of domestic for domestic purposes, industrial purposes, and research work. What is the principle of separation? The substances present in a mixture retain their original properties like particle size, density, melting point, boiling point, volatility, etc. We use the differences in any one of these properties in the components of a mixture to separate them. There are different methods of separation: hand picking, winnowing, sieving, magnetic separation, sedimentation, decantation, loading, filtration, evaporation, sublimation, distillation, churning, etc. are some of the common methods of separation. So today let us go through a few methods of separation. Churning. It is the process of separation of the lighter particles of a suspended solid from a liquid. For example, to obtain butter from the curd or milk. In your house, you might have seen this curd is churned into buttermilk. While the buttermilk is made, the butter is separated from the buttermilk and it comes to the surface only by churning. In ancient epics, you come across the demons and um, gods. They have to churn the ocean to get amrutam. So that is also called churning. Crystallization. The process of crystallization is used for obtaining pure crystalline substances from impure substance or impure sample. So for this crystallization, there are three processes: filtration, evaporation, crystallization. What is meant by a saturated solution? A solution in which no more soluble substance can be dissolved at room temperature is called a saturated solution. In a saturated solution, we cannot dissolve any more salt. Dissolving capacity is stopped. It has no more dissolving capacity. That position of the solution is called saturated solution. What is a solution? When a soluble substance is dissolved completely in a liquid, say sugar in water, a homogeneous mixture is formed. It is known as solution. Different methods. Let us go through threshing. Grains or seeds of plants like rice and wheat serve as sources of food. The flour or atta that is used for making chapati is made from wheat grains. After these crops have been harvested or cut, the grains need to be separated from the stalks or the dried stems. This is done by threshing. You can see in this picture people hitting on the hard wooden planks to separate the grain from the stalks of the plant. The process of beating harvested crops to separate the grains from the stalks is called threshing. It is done manually by hand or with the help of machines. Manual threshing is done by holding a pile of crop and beating it on a rock or a hard surface like wood. This loosens and separates the grain from the stalk. Sometimes threshing is also done by crushing the harvested stalks using the bullocks. So wheat, you can see the first picture, manual threshing and also a machine threshing. Threshing is also done with the help of machines like the combine harvester. Threshed grains may still contain seeds covering and tiny pieces of leaves on stem, collectively called chaff. These are separated by winnowing. What is winnowing? The method used to separate the chaff from the grain by wind or blowing air is called winnowing. The mixture of chaff and grain is taken in a winnowing basket. The farmer stands at a higher level and lets the mixture fall onto the ground. The grain, being heavier, falls almost vertically, whereas the lighter chaff is carried away by the wind and forms a separate heap away from the grain. The separated chaff is used as fodder for cattle. The direction of the wind plays an important role in the process of winnowing. Here you can see a person standing at certain height on a stool and dropping the chaff. The heavy particles, that is seeds, are falling there itself, and the husk or the lighter weight stalk is blown away from the grain. This is how it is separated. Seed is separated from the chaff by winnowing. Hand picking, rice, wheat, pulses, etc., that we buy from the market may contain impurities, unwanted or harmful particles in the form of small stones, unwanted grains, etc. Often these impurities look very different from the food item and we can be easily spotted. The method of separation used in such a case is hand picking. You can see in 3.4, this method is preferred when the quantity of mixture is small, the unwanted substances is present in smaller quantities, and the size and shape or color of the unwanted substances is different from that of the useful one. Here are some of the pictures. You can see hand picking is done. Here even some fruits are hand picked. Unwanted things are hand picked. Sieving. It is the components of a mixture are of different sizes. They can be separated by sieving. The smaller components passes through the pores of the sieve, whereas the larger components or stones or husk is left behind it in it. This method is used in some homes to separate wheat bran, the bigger particles, from flour. However, sieving wheat flour is not advisable as wheat bran, which is removed during sieving, is very rich in nutrients and is also a rich is better to remove visible impurities by hand picking. The process of sieving is also used to separate pebbles and stones from sand at construction sites. The stones and pebbles present in the mixture remain in the sieve and the fine sand particles pass through the holes of the sieve. Here you can see some of the pictures how sieving is done. Sieving, spelling SIEVING. So this can be done in your house also. Can ask your mother and know it practically. Different sieves with the different size of the holes. So with this we'll stop and next class we'll continue with sedimentation and decantation. Thank you.